Hey, welcome back to Lamb Chop Builds. This is going to be the first video in the Days of Thunder style body prep, and we're getting ready to get the car getting ready to get started on this. So let's turn this around here. As you can see, I've got my sandpapers laid out. This is what I normally use. The Trizact. I got 3,000, 5,000. Turn them over so you can see them. 3,000, 5,000, and 8,000. I've started using 8,000 recently when prepping a body. And primer, paint, whatever. And over here, see, I got 3,600, 4,000. Got the 5,000 here. Here's a piece of 6,000, 8,000, 9,000, and the 12,000 stick. I'm going to cut them into little pieces. And here's my normal 1,000 sandpaper, you know, without wet sanding the body, what I would normally do. So this is 1,000. We'll do one just on the body right here, 1,000. Then that's all that's going to get. The other side here, we're going to go through all these steps right here. And then we're going to eventually we'll get some primer down on it. Then we'll do the whole process again. Over here though, with that primer, we'll still use 1,000. Then maybe a little bit of the 3,000, 5,000. And then the other side, we'll go through all these steps. And after paint, we'll do 3, 5, and 8,000 on one side. On the other side, we'll go all the way to 12 again. And then we will clear it. We'll do the same on the clear coat on each side. And then we'll pilot cut and polish. Use Tamiya polishes here. We got the fine or coarse, fine, and finish on the Tamiyas. Then we're gonna see how this thing turns out. Got a little bit of warm soapy water. I'm gonna use the same water for both sides. I'm not gonna use different water. I got the rest of the cup to use, but this ain't gonna happen all in one little sitting either. So we'll be going back and forth with it. So with that, we can get this camera up here and we'll get going. All right. So normally I would just do 1,000 grit. If we're looking at this, the driver's side will be normal. Remind me that driver's side is going to be the normal prep that normally happens that I do. In the background, you're going to hear I got the automotive podcast from NNL Recap playing in the background on the YouTube. I'll try to have something going. Catch up on YouTube that way. Let me get this over here more. This will take a little bit to do. I'm not too worried about sanding out a body line here or there. We're just going through the process to make a controlled experiment, I guess. I'm worried about my tape going stick. I had to wipe it down with alcohol here, the body, to get the tape to stay. We'll do this. I just got caught up on the Scale Model Car podcast, so I'm gonna try and find something else to listen to, podcast that works. So if you guys got an idea, let me know. Let me know what podcast would be good to listen to. I think this is going to be a good little experiment. I bought these little 1,000 grit pads off Amazon one time. Man, they last forever. I don't know why I only used 1,000 when I do a body for the primer. It seems to me that's what gets it just rough enough for primer to stick. I read somewhere, heard someone say 1,000 grits all you gotta do, so that's what I've been doing. And then the new thoughts coming out, or what I've been hearing, other these new things coming, going all the way to 12,000 on the body and primer and everything. I'm like, all right, we'll see. So I want to test it for myself without putting a lot of time into a body that I don't know, don't mean anything, but and after each time, each step, we will wash the body down just to keep it clean, I guess. We'll always have that center stripe down here. It's not done. This is a good detailed body, though. Yeah. You can see a little, I don't know if that's the mold line. I didn't take that stuff out when I was a kid. So we'll see how that shows up in the end. All right. That's that side. Oh, all right. I'm back. I take stop for a second. So this is 1,000 grit right here. So I'm just going to use my 1,000 on this side. Let me put my microphone back up to where I had you. I'm not going to hit it too thorough. I'm just knocking the rough off here, since I will be coming back with the wet sand on this. Yeah. All right. So that's 1,000 on the whole thing. I'm not going to wash that yet. I will be cutting these sticks. I don't need all that to sand with. Hopefully this. And I'll stick that up there. That way I can keep everything together. So now we're going to. So we're going 3,600 on this. This may not work so good. Okay, let's get a little more water. It's going to bring some of that primer off, I know. And there is a little bit of Dawn soap in the water. I guess if after a few times the tape becomes loose, you'll be okay, because I'll be able to see the line. Even after this time here, we'll be able to see it. You know, these sticks ain't probably the best, but it's going to work for now. Enough to test this theory with, or this methods. And I think I changed the driver's side. It's going to be the new expanded sanding. How's that? I forgot which one I said I was going to do. All right, so there's 3,600. We'll call that one down. Let me grab a towel. Yeah, my tape's already coming loose. We got a body line back there to play with. Mold. All right, so there's 36. We're not going to do 4. I'll go right into 5 using the Trizact. This is a little more flexible. It's just easier to work with here. There's this little bit up here. I think once I get this primer, I ain't gonna sand it so much with each little grit. So that's 5,000 out of the way. Take a wipe down here. I may end up doing this glass too, and just see how shiny we get it, because it's there. You can almost see a little bit of shine on that already. $5,000. I'm gonna cut this 8,000 right here. We'll go to 8,000 here. Then we'll take a break after I get this 8,000 done. Go get something to eat, or go eat, and go do my voting for the day. I just want to see how the difference when this all said and done, how much difference it's going to make and be. See if I've been painting wrong for a while. See if it makes that much difference in the final paint job. Prepping this much beforehand. It'd be nice if I can see the difference. Let me know what you guys think. Will I see a big difference in my paint work by prepping this body like I'm going to? Our Days of Thunder body, we're going to call it. Gold Trickle's way or Harry Hogg's way? Do it the way I always do it. Do it Harry's way. His way, my way. Harry's way is 6 seconds faster, or 3 seconds faster, or whatever it was, ain't it? All right, rinse that out. Dry this body off. Because I always thought you had to have something for the primer to even stick to, and if you get to 12,000, is primer going to stick? I guess to me the primers or Mr. Surfacer will stick. I don't know. We'll find out. You can see a little difference there already, I hope. Yeah, this is worth 8,000. So we're going to stop right here. We'll finish this up when I get back. So with that, we'll be back shortly. All right. I'm back. About 24 hours later from when we left off. But I had to review the video and see where we left off at. I got 12,000 grit here now. Last bit was with 8,000. This is not a sponge, so it's going to do a little different. But we can flatten it out here. I need to try and find a 12,000 sponge. If you guys know of anywhere that has this 12,000 sponge, let me know. I think that would make it a little easier with what we're doing here. This ain't real pliable. It'll do the job, I think. For what the theory we're testing here, what's going on. I think this is going to turn out. I think this is going to be my new way. Just say that. This is small enough it ain't overshooting anywhere. pretty much there for it to take off either after going from the 8,000. It's kind of fun doing this. And if you guys just watched the release on this little thing Friday morning, let me know what you thought of that. If you didn't watch it, go back and check it out. And as always, like and subscribe if you enjoy what we do here on my channel. I'm trying to elevate my builds now after going to the show and seeing, I was want to go to the next level. And I think my paint jobs will get me there. Now, once we get into primer, I don't know. That's where we're going to. I don't want to take it back down to plastic after primering. So, do we not do as much? Just a quick rub it off real quick, knock the high spots off, and move on. That's where I'm going to have to. It's going to be a learning process for us here. And I may have to do some educating with the YouTube, College of YouTube here. I've done pulled that away from the camera here. Got to not looking where I was at. See if we can get down in half the windshield frame here. That's where if I had little pieces of foam, 12,000, kind of like the 8,000 and stuff we used earlier. I think the 12,000, what the steps, I think I heard that on the Scale Model podcast. And I can't remember if it was Blue Ox Jason that done that or a guest that was on. But I think it's where I heard it at on what they do. And I know Craig's Corner, he recently he got the 8,000, was talking about it. But that's on his paint job, not on body prep, I don't believe. See, we're going to do it on this one. We're learning. We're testing out the thought. With only doing like my normal 1,000 on here. Where did we go with that? 1,000. This is all the way up to 12,000 on this side. Just to see the difference it's going to make when we go to primer this. It feels nice and smooth. We'll have to kind of wash her down another day. Get a good coat of primer on it on both sides. We're going to use Mr. Surfacer 1500 gray primer on this. If you look back here on the trunk with 1,000, that left that big mark in it. And I'm not going to count that as an imperfection because on a bare body, we wouldn't have that. So we're going to document the stuff on here. Since this isn't bare, an imperfection like that may get covered up and it may come out just fine. You can see where there's been some super glue underneath holding Yeah, it eats in. You know, it's almost, yeah, you'll be telling noticeable. Not too bad. I don't know if you can see the difference in it. But yeah, this is pretty smooth. This one is not as smooth. With that, part one, I don't know how many this will end up being, is done. We got the body 1,000 on the passenger side, up to 12,000 on the driver's side. You might be able to see the shine difference. I'm seeing it here. I don't know what you guys can see. We'll look though. But yeah, this is going to be our test subject here, the Days of Thunder test. Your way, my way. With that, happy modeling. We'll see you next time.